Hmm. Okay, I'm live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Just trying to find myself on Facebook. Oh, there we are. There was just a leg. Hello, everybody. Laura here from Unique in the Creek. How is everybody? Bet you were expecting Michelle, weren't ya? Change of plans. Hi, Lynn Broadbent. How are you, hon? I hope you're feeling better. Just let me. I'm trying to. Oh, I am on. Am I on? Trying to stream on Instagram too. Let me just check. Maybe not. Maybe. Okay. So hey everybody, long time no see. Yes, there was a problem with the shipping, and it was on our end. We shipped it to the wrong, Michelle's kits, to the wrong address. We shipped it to her old address. So she didn't have the kit for today. So I'm going to do the kit. So hopefully she'll be able to retrieve her package from her old address, and she'll be able to do her rendition of the gingerbread. This is kit 165. It's only till it's sold out. Once it's sold out, it's sold out. It will not be replenished this year. We do this kit every single year. We just change it up because this is one of our popular Christmas kits. Okay, so hi everybody, hi. So like I said, it's till supplies last. Once it's gone, it's gone. So just quickly go over what's in the kit. You get the 5 plush, and this is what we're using. So you can buy these plush gingerbreads separate. The item is XC6092. It's 5-piece plush set, so we're going to be using that. I'm going to be using this red and white striped, just normal deco mesh. The number for the red and white is RE8903 and 5. Good morning. I am not doing, okay. It's Friday. My back hurts. I've been babysitting all week. I am not standing up. So if you want, get up and out of the bed. Did I say it right, Monk? Get up and out of the bed. Get up at the couch. It's Friday. She's a nut. Anyways, continuing on. We got some red and white deco mash. This is fabulous. Okay, so we're going to be using an ice blue, a red and white candy ribbon, which is in it. It's 2.5 inch. It's got some fabulous glitter on it. Very sparkly. I love it. We're pairing it with a 1.5 red and white stripe, candy stripe almost looking like. That's 1.5. Both of these are fabulous ribbons, royal ribbons. We're also using this gift. It is a 4.5 inch little gift package. Our little gingerbread's going to be holding it. You're either going to get a polka dot one or a striped one. Okay, we didn't get to choose. It came in a 2-pack when I bought it. But it's the same color scheme. One is striped, one is polka dot. Okay. So this is what our little gingerbread is going to be holding. All right. And we also have these little picks, these peppermint cute felt picks. We'll add those in at the end, stick them in somewhere. It's going to be a really simple and cute kit. We are going to be doing it on the large board. I'm fired. Why am I fired? I thought I did good. We're going to be doing it on the large board. Okay, so I have marked my board already. I'm going to zoom in just a bit. Okay, so on row 1, it's upside down, Laura, there is a number 1. On row 1, I'm going to be using every other hole on the outside of the board for 8 pieces. So I've marked it with a red Sharpie just where, to remind me where I'm going to go. So I'm going to go here. So right in the center, you'll see the number 1 and a hanging holes. We're not going to go here. We're going to go right here, skip, right here, skip. So we're going to do every other one on row 1. Now, there are several ways you can do this. We do have different ways on our YouTube channel. Just in the search bar on our actual channel, just type in gingerbread and you'll see different ways that we've done them over the past few years. This one's going to be really cute. Hold on, I'm just shutting this. There, turn my notifications off. Okay, so we're going to be doing number 1, row 1. We're going to skip row 2 altogether, and then we're going to go on row 3. So where the number 3 is, we're going to just use the regular holes. So there's 8 pieces, okay? So where the regular holes are. Then we're going to skip row 4, and then on row 5, we're going to just do the 4 regular holes. Row 5, a lot of the center is going to be covered up with the gingerbread holding the gift and everything, but we are going to do ribbon tails on row 1 and 3. So what you need to cut for this, to do it like me, you need 16 pieces of mesh. 16 pieces of mesh at 12 inches. Okay. That is for row 3 and 5. And then for row 1, you need 8 pieces of the mesh cut at 20 inches for row 1. That will give you a total of 352 inches, and there's 360 inches on a roll of mesh. So you have a little tiny bit extra just in case the roll is shorted or whatever. It's not a big deal if it's shorted a little bit because it's so much mesh that you'll never be able to tell, okay? So, recap, 16 pieces of mesh at 12 inches, 8 pieces of mesh at 20 inches. Those 8 20-inch pieces will be for row 1. For the ribbon tails, you're going to need 16 pieces of the candy ribbon at 14 inches. And 16 pieces of the striped candy red and white striped ribbon at 14 inches. Okay, so I've made little packets already. I do have to do 4 more pieces, so I'll do that with you guys. And that's the base of the wreath, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing on this large board. I'm going to bring you guys down to the board for building this and cutting everything. All right, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. So let's go down to the board. I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay. All right, so if you do not have a cutting mat and a rotary cutter, that's okay. You can still put this together. You just need some scissors, all right? And I just wanted to note, we are going to be using some hot glue with this kit. And that is mostly just for the gift. There is adhesive on the back of the cable mounts, which we'll use in a few minutes. However, there is a glitter on these gifts. So it's not, the adhesive on the back of the cable mount is not going to stick very well because of the glitter. So you will need a little bit of hot glue. Now, if you don't have a hot glue gun, you can purchase them at the dollar store and everything. You don't need a heavy duty one. Why can't I open this? even if you have some, like maybe some E6000, some super glue, anything, we just don't want to use the adhesive. Now you can use it for temporarily, I don't know what the word is, until you can get some glue. But if you do not have a cutting mat, you have this adhesive ruler in your kit, or you can just use any kind of fabric ruler. We're just going to, this is a low tack measuring tape, and you can just put it right on your table, okay? Just like that, and there you go. We have a ruler now, and what we can do is now you can take your mesh. If you need to cut it 24 inches, roll out your mesh, just like that. The end of the measuring tape is 24 inches, and just cut it with your scissors. Okay? When you need the 12-inch piece, you're going to roll it out, and you're going to cut it at the 12 inches right there. It doesn't have to be super precise. You're not going to see the edges, so if it's not straight or anything, don't fret, don't worry about it or anything. Okay, so you do need 16, 12, and 8, 24. With your ribbon, you can do the same thing. Take your ribbon, roll it out. You need 16 pieces at 14 inches. So what you can do is roll out your ribbon, put the end of your ribbon at the 0. There's the 14, and you can fold it. Okay, so there's 1. And then I'm going to fold it again right here. So now that's 1, 2, 3, and got to fold it one more time. I wouldn't do more than 4 folds. This ribbon is quite thick, so I would just do 4 at a time. All right, so there, we'll cut this off, the roll. Okay, cut the end where it's folded. And that will give you us 4 individual pieces. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pile these 4 pieces on top of each other, and we're going to dovetail the end, which is that V-shaped that you put at the end of your ribbons. It just makes your ribbons look finished, your tails look finished, and it's a lot prettier. All right, so we got the ends. We're going to fold it in half lengthwise, just like that. Keep in mind this is thick. That's why I said only 4 at a time. Fold it in half, just like that. And where it's rounded or folded, you're going to cut from that folded edge to the outside corner. And then when you open it up, you got that nice V shape. And you're going to do the same to the other end. So you need 16 of these. So I like to prep all my stuff before I actually start making my wreath. That way when I go to actually put the wreath together, everything's nicely ready for me to go. Okay, and then once you have it, I'm going to fold it, each piece in half. Okay, again, you need 16 of these. Okay, so if you have a measure buddy, it's a little bit easier to do your ribbons. You're going to take your measure buddy, pull out arm number 1. Now, the measure buddy goes from 8 inches all the way out to 20 inches in 1-inch increments. Okay, so for 14 inches, all you have to do is pull number 1 all the way out, and you'll see there's a 14 there. We need 4. Well, you need 16 of these, but I only need 4 more. So I'm just going to put it right on top. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Again, I'm going to cut the end. Make sure the ends are all matched up here. Okay, fold it over. And cut from the folded edge to the outside corner. And then when it's folded down here, you could cut them individually or just literally just fold it over. Because once you cut it, it's going to separate them anyways. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is your ribbon tails. You need 16 of each ribbon. Hello everybody. So now I'm going to take my 1.5, fold it in half. And I'm going to put it in my little, inside the 2.5 to make my little packets. All right, so my ribbon tails are going to be ready to go. Good morning, everybody. Okay. All ready to go, my ribbon tails. We're going to be using some pipe cleaners in a few minutes. Okay, so we got our mesh cut, our ribbon tails cut. Now we're going to prep our gingerbread. Now, on this Plush gingerbread, it does come with wires, okay? These wires are not the best. They're not very pliable. And when you're using them, I find on the back of the wreath, sometimes, you know, it could scratch somebody's door. So I like to take them out, okay? And that's why we got some, I think there's 6 pipe cleaners in here. Because I'm going to remove these wires. Now, I had somebody saying, oh, I don't want to poke a hole. Because you'll see, I'll poke a hole in the felt. I don't want to poke a hole in the felt. Well, these wires are literally just through a hole that's poked in the felt. So there's already holes in the back of the felt anyway. So don't be scared to poke a hole. Nobody's going to see this anyways. It's just for attaching your gingerbread. But 3 wires in the back of this head is a little bit overkill. But I guess it depends what frame you're using. But for the Unique in the Creek frame, I only use 1. You only need 1. All right, so I pull all these out. You can save these to use them for a project or something. I just chuck it. I don't really use them because, like I said. All right, so there's her face. Her. I'm just going to put pipe cleaner right up at the top up here. Okay. You can use scissors or anything, you know, to poke a hole, an awl. I never know how to pronounce it. Awl. I do have an awl. It's one of those ice pickers. I don't know where it is. Jackie bought me one. But I still use scissors. Just pinch it. I just kind of poke. Just like that. And we're going to put the pipe cleaner where we just poked, okay? That way it's softer and much easier to put onto our wreath. Hi, Judes. Yeah, you guys got me. All right, so there's our head. Now, on my board, I don't think I described it. On my board, I did mark with a red marker where I'm going to put my head. So this pipe cleaner for my head is going to go right where the number 2 is. Okay, so that is where my head is going to go. So I marked it already there. On row 3, on the sides here, I marked hand and hand. So right across the middle, my hand is, the 2 hands are going to go one here, and that'll have our present sitting in the middle. And then down at the bottom on row 2, not row 1, row 2, you'll see that the board has a straight up and down. This is the middle right here. I'm going to put one leg right here and one leg right here. And that's where the pipe cleaner for my legs are going to go. Okay, so you can mark up your board like I am. Nobody's going to see this except you. It's all going to be covered once we get going. Okay, so the head. Now, I might have to change it once we start building this. It's not written in stone. You may want to flip it over as well. And maybe, because you can erase the Sharpie marker just with some alcohol. I might put a little bit of it, a letter on the back. So that's an H. Because once this gets covered up, you may hand, leg. You may not be able to see your pattern, but you can mark just a little thing on the back. And then when it's done, you can take a little bit of alcohol or Goo Gone or whatever and remove it. Okay? So that is how we're going to be building this. Now, this is the hand. There's 2 hands. I already cut the wire off this one. We're going to cut this wire off or pull it out if it can pull out. Oh, look at this. Look how long this is. We definitely don't need this, and it's stiff. We're going to cut this. Now, don't cut too close to it, but you're going to cut that tag off. You're not going to see this edge anyways because it's going to go right here, and the present, it's going to be holding the present. So this is just to attach it to the board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, again, another pipe cleaner. Now, you can do these in half. You don't need a full pipe cleaner. Okay, and I'm just going to, again, put a little hole just at the top here. And I'm just going to put a pipe cleaner. Just the half a pipe cleaner. Now you can use zip ties as well if you want everything on the back of your wreath to look uniform, because we will be using zip ties. You will be able to do this with a zip tie if you want. Actually, maybe I'll do one with a zip tie and one with a pipe cleaner so you guys can see. But we're going to put a zip tie just like we did the pipe cleaner. Now you can use the wires that are on it. I just wouldn't recommend it. Okay, there's our hand. And then we're going to do the same thing with our leg. Okay. I'm going to, it's on there. So you just don't do this with your good ribbon scissors, but you can just take old scissors and cut that wire off. Okay, and we're going to attach, you can use pipe cleaner again, or you can use the zip tie. Just going to put a little hole, pinch it. Okay, poke a hole. This is a half a pipe cleaner. And push it through. And give it a couple twists. Okay, so this is ready to go. So once we get to that, I will be putting them on. Okay, I think we are ready to build our wreath now. And then the candies at the end, I'll put a little bow on her head. We'll put some of these peppermint lolly things that came in that we're going to be using. There's other things that you can, purchase to add to your wreath as well. We have all kinds of gingerbread picks. I happen to have these. Oh, where's the third one? In my craft room here. I might add a few little hot chocolates. Who knows? But there's all kinds of fun stuff you can add if you want. Okay, let's get started. You're going to take a zip tie. We're going to be working on row 1. Okay, row 1. And this is where we're going to be using the 20-inch pieces. You're going to take a zip tie, just go down your first hole on row 1, and we're going to just set it like this so it's kind of an L shape, because we're going to come around the outside of the board. Now, you can start on row 2. But I want this to be the Plush gingerbread. It's quite a large attachment. especially when you put the gift and everything on there. So I want to make the base of this wreath as big as I can get it. So making it, using row 1 first is going to make it a lot larger, okay? Instead of starting with row 2. So that's why we're going to be starting on row 1. I'm going to get one of my ribbons ready. So just open up one of your packets. I'm just going to pinch it up the middle and flip it up. Just like that, okay? And that's ready to go. And then you're going to take a piece of one of your 20-inch pieces. All right, curl up. So it's a pretty long piece, curl up, which means when I let go of it, it's going to curl up on itself, okay? Well, I'm going to fold a couple inches. Here, I'm just going to put my scissors on here. I'm going to fold a couple inches in, and you can line, this is a nice mesh because you can line it up, the lines. I'm going to fold this in. The reason I'm folding that in is just so we don't see, in case this frays at the end, we're not going to see any strings and stuff, okay? So just fold it in, okay? You can fold it and then scrunch, or just put your scissors, flip it around, and then we'll start down here. And then you're going to pinch and pleat all the way up the center, just dragging. So you're taking your forefingers, pulling that mesh in and sliding the mesh up with your thumb and your forefingers, just like this, right up that center line. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. If it's off-centered, it's not a big deal. So you're going to have like a ruffle that looks like this, okay? I'm going to put this downwards. And the reason I'm putting it downwards is just in case this mesh does fray, which it doesn't really fray too much anyways, but I like to have it facing downwards. And I'm going to put it right on top of my zip tie. And I'm going to come around and do the zip tie up. Okay. And now what I like to do on row 1 to make it look even bigger is I take that last pleat and I kind of fold it down towards the board. So see how when I put it on, the ruffle is going in towards the board here. If you just fold that last one down, it now brings that ruffle towards the outside like a frame, okay? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of frame the outside of the wreath. Okay, I'm just making sure that both sides are around the same length, and then you can do that up. Take your old scissors and cut that off. And then I'm going to come back with another zip tie. I will show you how you can use just one. This is more for beginners or people that have, may have problems with their hands. I'm going to take another zip tie. I'm just going to put it right over top. If you do purchase the kit, you do get 100 zip ties in your package. So you do have a lot. I'm going to take this ribbon that I just scrunched up the center, put it on top of my mesh, come around and do it up. Like that. Now I might separate it before I actually do it really tight so you can see the candy, the stripe, the candy, the stripe. Okay, like that. And then doing it up. So you can separate your ribbons and everything while we're going. We're going to skip this next hole and we're going to do right here, exact same thing. Now, if you want to do with just one zip tie, get your ribbon tails ready. Flip it up. When I flip it up, I'm looking to see that both tails are approximately the same length. Okay, let's put it over to the side. We're going to fold our mesh just like we did the last one. Good morning, everybody. Okay, bring it in. Now, again, you can flip it around and then start down here, but I'm going to go pinch, pinch, and you can see it's gathering like a pleat in the middle here. And then when I'm almost to the end, I'm just going to fold it in and bring it to the center. All right, we're going to flip it over, put it right on top of our zip tie. Now, if you only want to use one zip tie, get your ribbon tails, put that right in the center, and then come around and do your zip tie up. Now, don't do it up really tight because we're going to fix things. So I'm going to take that last pleat. I am going to push it down towards the board. Again, it's bringing that ruffle around. Okay, we're going to do the same pattern here. So candy, stripe, candy, stripe, and then do that up and cut the zip tie. So that is how we're doing all of row 1, and then you can see on the back, it's still nice and neat. All you see really is the zip ties, okay? Nobody will know if you do double zip ties. Nobody will know. So you put it together however you feel comfortable, okay? Whether it be 1 zip tie, 2 zip tie, or even pipe cleaners. If you don't like to use zip ties, you can absolutely use pipe cleaners. So I have some ruffles already done so we can speed things up. My nose is running already. And the reason, one reason why you want to keep the same pattern is because the 2 different ribbons. So if I didn't keep the same pattern, we would have candy over candy. Okay, but because I'm doing the same pattern, the outside will be the red and white stripe over top of the candy. So you just see more of the ribbon if you use the same pattern. Oh, Judy, I've already been sick. You know that. I don't know if I'm allergic to something down here. I always get a runny nose when I'm down here. I'm super excited. My Lolly is home. I haven't seen her in 6 weeks. It is the Canadian Thanksgiving here this weekend. So she is home for Thanksgiving. Funny enough, we're doing Canadian Thanksgiving over in the U.S. My brother, who lives over in the U.S., is cooking the turkey and everything. So we're all going over there for the Canadian Thanksgiving, which is funny, but it's his turn. I'll have to do Christmas, I think. Or, no, I don't do Christmas. I do Easter. My dad does Christmas. Candy, stripe. Now, I'm doing these ribbon tails right now just because you can see them. We're going to have to go at the end of once we got everything put together, we'll have to go around and do fix the ribbon tails again anyways, because I'm going to end up messing it all up with my arm and everything. So, but I just wanted to show you how my pattern was going. Okay. While we're making it. So I have the 1.5, 2.5, 1.5, 2.5, all the way around so you can see each ribbon tail like that. Okay. Monica, I believe it is. We had some. They were posted a while ago. I think there is still some on the website. Just go into the search and just type in the search gingerbread. And whatever gingerbread we have will come up. Okay, I'll do a double zip tie again for those of you that like to just use 2 zip ties, which is perfectly fine. So we'll just do up the mesh. Come around with another zip tie and another ribbon tail one. Okay, separate them. The reason I flip over my mesh is so that the cut edge of my mesh, where I cut it, in case it frays or there's strings and stuff, you're not going to see it. Also, flipping over your mesh so that fold is down makes your wreath a little flatter, okay? If you do it the other way, the curl kind of goes upwards. And I don't want that because we're using a wreath attachment. So I want the base to be a little more flat than poofy. Does that make sense? But mostly it's just in case it frays. You're just not going to see any of the strings. Now, if you would burn all your mesh, which you don't need to for this, but if you do, some people just want to wood burn all their mesh, then you don't have to worry about folding it in and all that stuff. You can just make a straight old ruffle, but I wouldn't wood burn it. You don't need to. It's no longer available. We did have, I think, about 48 of them back at the beginning of September. So these sell out really fast. We do have I do order quite a few of these in for the kit. So we have about over 200 of these kits. So there's lots, but they don't last long. Usually right after we do the live as well, they sell out pretty fast. Now hopefully Michelle will be able to find her package. And she'll do her version of this as well. Okay, we're on our last one for row 1. And here's our last 20-inch ruffle. Do a single. If you're going to do a single zip tie, you just have to get your ribbon tails ready to go to put on top. Move those side ones so we don't get them all smushed. Put it in the center and then come around with your zip tie. Again, if you follow us, you'll know that, I absolutely love zip ties. That's what I use. Jackie loves pipe cleaners. Michelle, she's a zip tie girl. Everybody has their own preference. It's whatever you want. So that is why I try to, when we do the kits, sometimes I'll switch up the kit from a pack of zip ties to a pack of pipe cleaners. Just to appease everybody. All right. So that is row 1. You can see it's pretty big. Let me see how big it is already. So we're looking at about 26 inches from a 15.5-inch frame. So that's what I mean about you know, the ruffles going towards the outside. It just gives that appearance of a much larger wreath. Okay, so we're skipping row 2 and we are, but, okay, hold on. But on row 2, we're going to add the legs. See right here, row 2, I have, there's the center. I have one leg and the other leg. Let's add them right now. It's easier than struggling when there's mesh and everything on here. So these are the legs. Just make sure they're, you know, you can have them pigeon-toed if you want. It really doesn't matter. You can have it going like this, or you can have them going like this. Whatever suits your fancy. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, most beginners like to use the pipe cleaners. They find it easier. Once you start using zip ties and you see everything, I find stays in better and it looks cleaner and you just kind of get used to it. So we're going to put the 2 pipe cleaners right there. And I'm twisting it on the back. Okay, so it's just going to sit like that. And these are just half pipe cleaners. Again, let's try it with a zip tie. You can use a zip tie if you'd like. Okay, so keep the zip tie open. Flip his leg over, her leg. Go down with the head of the zip tie, the tail of the zip tie. Actually, I think I like the zip tie better. You can flip it over. Oh, perfect. And then just pop the head right into the hole there, and we got nice and neat. I think I like that better. I'm gonna change that one to a zip tie as well. This one. I like the clean look. Just make sure the flat head part of the head of the zip tie is facing the tail. So when you go down to do it up. So I did my Gingy pigeon-toed. Do it up and just pop the head right into the hole and then cut it off. And there we go. And we can add a little bit of glue once we've continued on making our wreath when it's finished. All right, so now we're going to work on row 3. Now row 3 is going to be a little bit different than row 1. Let me just clean up the mess here. See how the tails kind of get all messed up because my arms and everything. Okay, so what you're going to do is on row 3, you're going to start where the number 3 is. We're going to do the tail of the zip tie down and back up the hole. And I'm just going to do it up just till I hear a clicking, okay? And it's locked. I'm going to take my piece of 12-inch mesh. Okay, so we have 16 of these. And we're going to make a kerfuffle, which is take the bottom, again, we're going to do curl up. Okay, curl up, so when let go. I'm going to take the bottom, bring it approximately to the middle. Okay, take the top, just kind of overlap the bottom seam, just like that. Kind of looks like an envelope. And we're just going to pinch it up the middle. And you're making a small little bow tie type thing. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip it upwards. Okay. And then this is what I call a nub. I'm going to actually stick this nub into the zip tie. Okay, so I stick it in about 1/2 inch and then I can do it up. Again, I'll do it where you can use one. And then we'll cut this off. Okay, just like that. And now I'm going to go back and put a zip tie again over top. And then we're going to put our ribbon tail in there. Do it up. Take our pack of ribbon tail. Pinch it in the middle. We're going to flip it up. Like that. And I'm going to put this rounded part into the zip tie right like that. About 1/2 inch in. And zip it up. And then again, we can separate our ribbons. This time I'm going to have the there we go. I'm going to have the red and white going on the outside and then the candy. Okay, we're going to go to the next one, do exactly the same. Morning, Nina. This is the regular holes on row 3. We have that kit, Sherry, we have that kit coming out again. I think it's next week. Everybody's buffering? Really? I'm like hardwired right into the Wi-Fi, I think. Okay, let me try again. Is it... Check if you're buffering, maybe go watch on YouTube. It doesn't buffer on YouTube like it does on Facebook. Sorry guys, I don't know. It's probably my internet. I don't know. I don't think it's bad on YouTube. And I'm also streaming on, I think I'm in Instagram. I'm not even sure. Sorry guys, I can't fix buffering. Hopefully, I'm hoping the replay is not going to be buffering. Okay, so YouTube's fine. It's always Facebook. Go over to the Unique in the Creek channel on YouTube. We're not buffering over there. Okay, so we're coming to the hand. So what I'm going to do is put my ribbon and mesh on in here. And then over top, I'm going to put my hand. There's always an issue with Facebook. I'm almost this close to just live streaming on YouTube. That's it. Because of all the problems that there is always on the FB. So you can put your mesh in. If you just want to use one zip tie, put your ribbon in the end. And then do it up. Okay, so this is where one of the hands is going to go. So let's grab one of our hands. Okay. One is it doesn't, I don't think it matters. Both hands they're pretty much straight. You're just going to take each of your pipe cleaner, go over top of that zip tie through the holes there. And I'm upside down so I can't see. There we go. All right, and then twist it on the back. Let me see, Sherry, message me, email, and I'll see what I can do. Okay, so there's our hand. Well, now let's continue on. Now the hand will be glued. That's why I said we need hot glue for this project. It will be glued to our gift. Okay, so it's not going to flop over or anything, but it is secured to the board, and then it will be glued to the gift. So don't worry about it flopping over. We're going to move to the next one. Joanne, I have actually a video on, I used faux leather on YouTube. So just type in the YouTube thing. Oh, I just pulled that out. In the YouTube search bar. Sorry, I just pulled out my thing. Horse. And all the horse tutorials will come up. And there's one I've done with a faux leather. It's actually really cool. All right. I loosened that when I was playing around with the hand. There we go. Okay. I'm not sure if some of you are aware, some of you may not be aware, but Team Unique will be doing half live streams and half pre-recorded tutorials. The reason for this is we have, two kinds of customers. We have customers that like to chit chat like we're doing right now. And we also have customers that want just to get down to the nitty gritty. They just want to learn how to make it. They don't want to chit chat, and they're usually the ones watching the replay. So we are going to try and adapt. So you'll see in the month of October on the calendar, some say tutorial, some say live. If it says tutorial, that is when the date is when that tutorial will debut on YouTube. Only on YouTube. Now, we will let you know on Facebook that, the live or the tutorial is debuting over on YouTube. But, yeah, so you'll see half lives and half tutorials. So make sure you check out the Team Unique calendar that we post every month. And also the events. The events will show live or tutorial as well. And hopefully this will appease everyone. We try. We try, we try. It's a lot of editing to do that, but we try. See, when you do a live, you don't have to edit the video and all that stuff. You can, but you don't have to. When you do a tutorial, because we're not chit-chatting like I'm doing right now, and, if I just continued doing my work here, it would be awkward silence. And on a live, that's weird. But when you're watching a pre-recorded video, you don't want to watch awkward silence. So we'll see how that works for the rest of the year. And if it works, then we'll continue. If it doesn't work, if you guys don't like it, we'll try and figure something else out. All right. See that how now that the feet are coming out the wreath, and we got the ribbons on top, so it kind of looks like he's he, she, depending on what I finish at the end. Looks like it's built into the wreath, which is what I wanted. So again, this is row 3, and we're just using the regular holes. For when I'm doing like something like this for this row, I do like to use a double zip tie. That way I can get the mesh into the nub of the mesh into the zip tie nice and tight, and it won't slip out. And then same with the ribbon. So I'll use another zip tie, and it's only 8 holes. So, and now I'll put the ribbon in. For row 1, when you're just doing the outside of the board, you can use 1 zip tie, no problem, because it's not going to slip out. You like that look too? Me too. So the whole thing is because we built in the hands too as we're doing this. It's going to look like, it'll probably be a she. I like my Gingy girls, so we'll probably put a bow on her head. So she will look like she's built into the wreath. Look at that's awesome. All right, we're now over to the next hand. So we're going to put our mesh and our ribbon in first, and then we'll put our other hand on. And Deborah, that's what we do. Now, you guys got to keep in mind, people doing lives, they're doing it for, most of them are doing it for free. So if you're watching a live and there's lots of talking, move on. There's no reason that anybody needs to make any nasty remarks or anything. If you don't like all the talking, literally scroll on by. But there's no need for, I'm not saying anybody on here is nasty, but I've seen it. And I definitely won't tolerate it. If you're nasty on here, you're going to get blocked, so. You like that, Liz, do you? Yeah, I still have some tricks up my sleeve. All right, let's put that hand on. Okay, this one's the zip tie. Again, we're just going to go down. You might have to, because there's 2 zip ties in there, you might have to push. Push that head through. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. I got it. So I'm holding the head at the back. Wait a second. We want we don't want this in the inside, do we? No. So it's going this way. There's the second one. It looks like I'm struggling because I'm doing this upside down for you guys. There's the hand. Just pop that head, cut it off, and then pop it in the hole. Okay, She is ready to accept gifts. We have one more on row 3 that we have to do right here. And then we're going to move to row 5, which is just simply mesh, because the gift is going in there and stuff. So you won't even, the mesh we put in row 5 is just to hold things up. Wait, that's 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. Why did I say 16? Oh, I was going to do... Oh, okay. I did say 16 because I was going to do 4 on row 4 and 4 on row 5. But I don't think I need to. But I already cut my mesh. So, and this is why sometimes pre-recorded is better than a live. Let's see. Wondering why I had so much mesh left over. I only have 4 pieces left. Okay. So I guess it would be up to you if you want. We're going to put 4 pieces. I'm not sure if we're going to need it. Let's see. I guess we can. I already cut the mesh. So let's go on row 4, and I'm going to put a piece of mesh right in between these 2 nubs that I just have here on row 3. You don't need any more ribbon though. This is just to pretty much hold everything up and not see the board. Stick it in and do it up. We're just going to do 4. See how it's just a little tiny ruffle? That's all we need. I'm going to skip that one, go to the next one. We're only going to do 4, and it's the 4 holes in between. See, I have it all plotted out in my head because I really very rarely do a wreath the same ever. I like to give you guys, you know, different ways to do things. So in my head, I already knew what I was going to do at the beginning. And then as the live progresses and I'm reading comments and everything, I kind of forget. I guess that happens with age too. You forget. All right, so we're skipping that one, going to the next one. Some people don't like the lives, Susan, so to each his own, and we're just going to try and make everybody happy. Try is the key word. Never can make everybody happy. Now, if you are putting, you know, making a wreath like this and you don't want to hear me jibber jabber, you can tell I'm doing the exact same thing on each row. You can pause it, fast forward, so you don't hear my voice on the replay. Replays are wonderful. All right, last one on row 4. So there's just 4 little pieces. And then we're going to do another 4 on the regular holes on row 5. And then we're going to put our baby girl together. There. Yeah, so it'll hold everything up nicely. Perfect. Okay, 4 more and then we're done. Exact same thing, do your zip tie up till you hear the little zip. There we go. And we're just going to put a piece of mesh. Now you can, what we can do, let's try, I'm going to show you something different. What you can do for row 5 is put your zip tie down and back up. Leave it open. Do your kerfuffle. Pinch it down up the middle, and what you can do is put the middle right over top. Just like that. Because you're not going to see this. This middle is pretty much going to hold the present in here. Might only need 2 pieces though. I'm going to put all 4 in. I have them cut, so they'll just end up in the garbage if I don't put them in. So I am going to flip the board over. You'll be able to see exactly where I put all my zip ties. Okay, 1 more over here. All right, we are done building our base. We got all these little ruffles in the center. I'm going to flip it over. All right. So we're going to switch that hand because I really like the look. Look how nice and neat it is in the back, except for that one pipe cleaner. I am going to switch it to a zip tie because I do like how everything is nice and neat and zip tied in, even the legs. Those are the zip tie for the legs. You have pipe cleaners, you use them if you want. I'm going to switch this one to a zip tie. Sure it's, yep, I put that H on the back so I know it's the right holes for the hand. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put the head on. I'm going to use a zip tie for the head as well. Okay. It's going here, so there's not even any mesh. You just kind of separate your ribbons and your mesh, and you can see I wrote the word head, and there's a little line. It's also on the back too. But it's easy to put the zip tie in because there is nothing, the holes are empty. So there's one. Just don't let go of when you get it through. Okay. There you go. Don't want to do it too tight. We will add a little bit of glue. Put a little bit of glue underneath her chin, but she's going to have a gift here. Okay, so all that's done. We're going to put a hanger on and everything else, but let's get the gift together. Okay, so we're going to use 2 cable mounts. Now, we probably are going to have to use a pipe cleaner for the gift because we're going to go right in the center down through these ruffles. Although we're going to be using the center right here. I'm not sure if a zip tie is going to be long enough. I'll try it. So you guys don't have to try it. Okay, so let's spruce up this gift. It's kind of squished. I'm going to cut that tag off. See if we can. I'm going to zhuzh this gift up. We're going to add a little bit, because we have lots of ribbon left. I might add a couple loops on top of the gift here. We'll see. See if we can open this up a bit. Squished. Take this, clip it to here so the tails will eventually stick out. Now I gotta look, see what side I'm going to use for the back. I'm just clipping stuff, so hopefully it will remain open. Zhuzh it up a bit. And I'll leave it like that for a little bit so it kind of trains it. These two are okay. All right, let's see. What side are we going to use? They're all pretty good. This side looks a little more beat up, so I'm going to put my cable mount on this side. So there's 2 cable mounts. You can do one on the top and one on the bottom. I'm thinking I'm just going to put one right in the center. But I'm going to use, like I said, I'm going to use hot glue. I'm going to use hot glue. Okay, so I'm just going to put a glue stick in more. Yeah, you could extend your zip ties. We also have 10-inch zip ties on the website as well, if you guys ever need bigger zip ties. So I'm just going to put a glob of glue there and put my cable mount on the back and then press down. Do not press down with your fingers. As you can see, I have a bunch of glue that is kind of seeping up through the sides, and I can hear, this is styrofoam, so it's very light. I can hear the cable mount sizzling into the gift, which is a good sound. That means the cable mount is going to be on there quite well. Now, Judy said you can extend your zip ties, and that's quite easy. I'll show you right now while we're waiting for the glue to dry. You can take 2 zip ties, all right, and in the flat side of the head, put the second one in the tail, click it, And then then you would cut this part off, and you just made an extra long zip tie. So you could possibly, since we're doing all zip ties anyways, thanks for the reminder, Judes. When will the wreath sign kit be shown? I'm not sure. We have a gazillion wreath sign kits, so I'm not sure which one you're talking about. All right, so I think that glue is good to go. Let's put the present right in the center. So I'm going to just kind of move this mesh around, and we are going right smack dab in the center here of the board. I'm going down, and here's the hole. There's one. Yep, it will work like this, Judes. This off the side here so I can push it through. It's not hitting my table. There's one. A little bit harder because you want to make sure that the flat part of your zip tie head will be facing the tail. So you can do it up on the back. So don't do like Lori. Do the head through the tail first. The head of the zip tie, put that through first. Hold on to that and then put the tail through, because I didn't do that. Now I'm struggling. Now if you do it with pipe cleaners, it's a little easier with pipe cleaners because the pipe cleaners bend. These don't bend. I could put a third zip tie on if I didn't want to struggle. Come on. Wreath making, the signs and all that stuff are always the hardest. Why am I struggling here? Okay, now I'm getting peed off. It's through, Lori, it's through. I'm struggling and it's through. I didn't even feel it come through. There we go. I don't know why that was so difficult. You know, you don't want to do it super tight because, well, I guess you could. Make sure these are all. Oh, this is going to be so stinking cute. Look at that. I'm going to tilt it just a little bit. I don't want it completely flat. So that's why my zip ties are not super tight on the back of it. I'm just going to tilt it just a little bit. Just make sure nothing is caught underneath before we give it a little bit of glue. Okay, so it's kind of tilted like that. Okay, but I'm going to now take my hot glue and I'm going to glue her hands to the gift. Okay. So we're going to put a little bit of glue on her hands here. Just like that. And attach it and hold it there. Same thing on the other side. And just hold it. Yeah, you can use the darning needle. It was just me. The zip tie was actually through, but I was still trying to struggle to make it go through, and it was already through. Just me being a knob. Now the hand, actually, we might not even have to glue the gift. I was going to put a little bit of glue underneath, but I don't think we have to because the hands are keeping it like kind of tilted. Perfect. Alrighty, so now we're going to bring her little chin down just a bit. Again, I'm going to make sure nothing, before I glue anything, all of my ribbon tails are up. I don't want anything caught because we want to make sure we can see them all. Okay. And I'm just going to put a dab of glue right on the back here. Okay, and just kind of, I don't know, right there. Hold it down a bit. See how my tails are on row 1 are all screwed up, but it only takes a second to fix it all, separate it all. And you definitely want to do this when you're making, you put all that effort into your making this wreath. Be sure to, you know, straighten out your ribbon tails. It's a big deal. It makes your wreath more finished looking and more professional looking and just neater. So it doesn't matter what kind of frame you use, your ribbon tails are going to get kind of messed up. So at the end, you're always going to want to go and straighten everything out so you can see. Okay. This is what we got so far. Isn't she cute? Well, he so far. So if you want to leave him like that, you can. I think my zip tie might be a little tight, but that's okay on the head. You can leave it just like that. Let's put, if you want to leave it like that, or if you bought 2 kits, you could do 1 girl and 1 boy. The boy you would just leave like this. And then we're going to put a hanger. Make sure. Pop this in. Okay, we're going to put a hanger up at the top here, just with a zip tie. Down, back up. Okay, there's our hanger. Okay, we have a boy. Now you can add a bow. We still have some of these peppermints we're gonna add. We'll just glue those in. They're just felt, very lightweight. But I like my Gingies girls, so we're gonna add a little bow up here. And I'm just gonna use, I think I'll use simple bow. Okay, so let's do a 10-inch piece of the candy ribbon here. Okay, just cut a 10-inch piece and I'm going to dovetail each end. Okay, and then we're going to use a piece of this one, another 10-inch. Dovetail that, so you can just fold it over, bring the ends together, fold it lengthwise. Oh, the sticker's coming off. Okay, and then we're going to find the center. Actually, let me fold this. Now it's better if, you know, if this bow is a little too big for my liking, I can cut it back a bit. Okay, I'm just going to pinch it in the middle. Okay, and I'm going to take a little piece of this ribbon. I'm going to fold it. Get some glue. Put a little bit of hot glue right there, right there. Fold that up in. Okay. I'm going to have the hats and shirts. These are the samples that I got in for some of our new merch. These are the samples and I really like them, so I will probably have them on the website soon. All right, I'm going to take that piece and put it around the center. Put a little bit of glue in the back here. Fold that over. Another little bit of glue. Fold that over and we'll just hold it. We'll cut that little piece off. This bow might be a little bit too big. Yeah, we'll cut it back. It's a cheater bow. But it's for her head. She's a cheerleading Gingy. I'm just going to cut this, the 2.5 inch, just back just a little bit. Okay, we have a cute little bow. And I'm going to put it right about there. Some hot glue on the back there. And again, if it's too big, I can always cut it back. And you can make a loopy bow or whatever. I'm just showing you guys for people that don't have a bow maker and all that stuff. And just do a simple little bow like that. Okay, and now we got our peppermints. Definitely have to go around and put my ribbon tails better. So we got 3 of these blue or ice blue and red peppermints. You can just rip them off the stem, cut them. Not with your good scissors. This is actually not a sweatshirt. It's just a t-shirt material, but long sleeve. These are my favorite. But I did get sweatshirts too. I ordered. And the sample came in. I'm not too sure if I'm loving the sample. I might try another company. Okay, we're just going to glue in her peppermints. So you can put them, I think I'll put them up near the top. Maybe put one. Now I like to make sure that it's weaved in and out of my mesh when I'm gluing it in. So that one looks good there. And I'll put one up at the top, kind of this long. And then where I weaved it in and out of the mesh is where I'm going to take my hot glue and glue it in. Her bow is coming off. Here, let me clip her bow so I don't have to stand here and hold it. Okay, we got one here, and then I'll put one just kitty corner over here, kind of same as the other side. I don't like just sticking them in. I like to make sure it's glued into something. That looks good to me. So where I weaved it in and out is where I'm going to add some glue. Yeah, I get hot in sweatshirts too. That's why I do like the long sleeve t-shirt things. I got a pink one and I got a black one. The pink one's nice too. All right, our peppermints are glued in. And then once they're glued, you can prop them up and move them around if you want. And there we go. Of course, I still have to fix my ribbon tails, but that is how we're going to, that's how you're going to put yours together. Now, you can go put another bow. It actually doesn't look too bad, this bow. I might stick some, because it's flattened. I want the loops of this bow open. Just need to stick something in the loops and train it to stay open. That's good. And there we go. Our little Gingy holding her Christmas gift. Again, you can add a bow if you want down at either side. We can put a little bit of glue in behind her legs if you want. So it's actually put on there pretty good. If you want to glue her, I actually like her toes glued together. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on her big toe here and put it together like that. You can make, so if you got two, you can make the boy and the girl have, you know, different, holding the present different if you want, making their feet different. It's totally up to you. It is your wreath and you can make it however you want. This is merely a suggestion on how you can make yours. Feel free to copy exactly my design. That's why we do this. And yes, you can sell it. Yes, you can sell it on Etsy. And it's quite a really big seller. Everybody loves Gingies. But Gingies with peppermint and a present, yes please. We do have little tiny 5x7 signs. I didn't bring any home. They're they come in a 3-pack, I believe. And some of them have like gingerbread sayings on them. And that would be really cute to tuck in, you know, like maybe over here, a little kitty corner, a little gingerbread sign or something. But you got lots in here. There is the back. I did use all zip ties, nice and neat. And there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I'm glad I got to get to see you guys. I'm sure Michelle, once we can find her package, she'll probably give her rendition of this as well. So, uniqueinthecreek.com. We're going to have wreath kits, ton of them, all the way to the end of October. So check out the Team Unique calendar. I have sent out kits to all the Team Unique designers, so they are all designing wreath kits all month. And check if they're live or tutorial. So that will be in the events section. And it's also on the October calendar that is pinned to the top of the Unique in the Creek YouTube and Facebook page. All right, she is cute. So if you wanted to do, if you had double doors, you can get 2 kits and make a boy and a girl. Put a little bow tie, you know, under the chin, the same as you made the bow for the top of the hair. Well, not the hair, the head, right? You see her little bow? It's cute. Anyways, have a great day, everybody, and we'll